Hey, it's Adventureruler. Welcome back to another 1v1 Star Fox Battle Mode analysis. It is me versus a very friendly game man from the Discord server named Star Fox. So he decided to try out a 1v1 match. So my rules always go like this: 5 minutes, events off, shields normal, speed fast, balancing off, and all bots on easy so they don't bother us too much. Okay. Yep. That's me, that's my strategy. Every time the match starts, I always boost towards the center. If there's no lasers, I boost to the right to grab items. What am I doing here? Okay, so I grab my lasers. I don't know who that was. I don't know who that... Oh, okay, so I was getting chased by bots. Alright, I miss Hiromi again. There's a lot of freaking fighters in this one spot. Now the lasers popped up. I see that now. So I go for yeah, I go for U-turn and grab the... Yep. For the... Now I have triple. Oh, not triple, but... I have the level 3. I got level 3 now. So now I'm officially stronger than... Oh my god, I remember now. I'm officially stronger than Hiromi now. And I have an EMP. So before I go fight him, I grab some shields. So he doesn't... You know, just in case he doesn't get lucky. So now I'm looking for him. Oh, what? I shot it already? Wow, what a waste. Oh, I probably shot the EMP because I was low. That's why. That's probably why. But I just took down Hiromi. I took him down anyways, even with no ability. I took him down. I had to have just gotten lucky because that's crazy. Yep. So interesting. I thought I was gonna use it to combo my opponent, but I actually did it to protect myself. All right. So I just wanted to look back at this first scuffle me and Hiromi had. Also, Hiromi also goes by Segun2 in Discord. Forgot to mention that earlier. But right here, around the 4:15 mark, and when I grab the EMP, don't mind that it says PEM. I play Star Fox in Spanish. That's why this probably looks different to whoever may be watching. So I grab an EMP. This is Hiromi. He starts shooting me, and he locks onto me with missiles. Missiles are extremely dangerous. You can't barrel roll them. You can only outmaneuver them. But in the position that I'm in, I don't want to do any maneuvers because there's a road right in front of me, and I don't want to crash. So to defend myself, I immediately shot the EMP. So it can stun Hiromi, right? So when you get stunned by the EMP, you can't shoot, you can't boost, you can't brake, you can't maneuver, you can't barrel roll. It pretty much disables everything except for just flying, right? Using the control stick to fly where you want to go and avoid crashing. So I used my EMP as soon as I got locked on because I know how powerful missiles are, and I don't know if if Hiromi is the kind of player that just spams them all in one shot, or he tries to dwindle you slowly and save the missiles for maybe someone else or for when his opponent comes back. Right, his opponent comes back to life. I hit the street. Luckily, I didn't crash. Surprisingly, I didn't crash because, I play 1v1s on fast speed, but I got lucky there, right? I would have counted that as a win for him because he shot me before I crashed, right? That's how I want to play the game. So I EMP'd, and it stunned him behind me. Hiromi kind of flies towards the rock pillars, towards the Great Fox. So before I go fight him again, I take this time to replenish some shields. So I U-turn and start looking for Hiromi. I was thinking of grabbing this, but I just decided no, he'll probably be right back, and I have some pretty strong lasers, so let me just fight him now. I feel confident I can win this if we have the scuffle. So I was shooting at Leon because I thought it was Hiromi, but this was Hiromi. So I relocate my lasers to the correct opponent, and I start shooting them. I get quite a few lasers, and because I have level 3, I took down his shields a lot. He goes for, after I shot him a few times, a little bit past half shields, he goes for a U-turn. I just turn around. He got lucky there. He got lucky. He barely got shot by my lasers, even though he was in my line of sight. But I just keep turning, and I'm not sure what happened here. He didn't have his guard up, but I kept chasing him. Even after he barely missed getting shot at, he was still in the wide open. Look, you see, he's in the dead center of the map. He's high up in the sky. I go for a charge laser, and I double down with the little lasers, and I take him down. Alrighty, so after I took down Hiromi in our first battle, I grab the force field. I start looking for shields, which I'm gonna do that right now as I see a super shield down there. I call it a super shield, even though that's probably not what it's called, but whatever. As I was going towards it, I wasn't keeping in my head the respawn time for Hiromi. So, unfortunately, as I was heading towards the super shield, I thought that was him. So I popped the force field early, but that's okay, because that means Hiromi is still respawning, so I still have time. So I grabbed a super shield, I fly up, and I start looking for another weapon to pick up. As I'm grabbing my second weapon, Hiromi is on his way, and I looked at this footage ahead of time. He has the turbo boost. He has the super boost weapon, so he's flying straight towards me. And I know that's him, because bots don't really go this far on the map, right? Like, when you play the game long enough, right, you know what bots do and what they don't do. So after I grabbed this, I got aimed on. So I went straight down after I cleared this wall here, this stone wall, so his missiles can miss. And I dropped one pair of smart mines, just in case he tries to trail from directly behind me. Then I go for a U-turn, because I was looking at the map and saw that he was coming in hot. So I go for a U-turn, or not a U-turn, a somersault, but he goes for a U-turn, which I guess he thought I was going to go for that too. So I wasn't satisfied with the smart mines. I feel like, you know, that wouldn't have really helped me that much at the time, but now that I'm thinking about it, smart mines are actually genius, because the first time that Hiromi approached me from over that wall, right, from earlier, he's using the super boost one. That weapon, you're constantly boosting. You can go even faster if you press the boost, but you're like the fastest one on this in the whole game if you have that weapon. Earlier, he tried to ram right into me, not on purpose, but it's because he's trying to shoot me as much as he can and keep an aim on me, while also trying to handle being faster than my ship. At the time, I switched my weapon when I actually should have kept it, and when Hiromi was close enough, I should have dropped the double mine. Now that I'm looking at this replay right now, but I grabbed a teleporter, and I guess my plan was, when I grabbed the teleporter, I'm like, okay, I'll just camp out the turbo boost, because when it got close again, I teleported, and when it got close again, he almost crashed into me there. Look at that. Look at that. He almost crashed into me. Look at that. Whoa, look at that timing. He was like, whoosh. But after the second time that I teleported, because, right, he was behind me again, I got one more, but I think he just gave up. Let me see. This is him. I don't know. Hold on. I'll tell you right now if that's him or not. So this is him. Yeah, that's him. So I guess when he saw that I had teleport and I used it twice already, he just gave up chasing. I don't know if he kept in his mind how many teleports I had left. If he knew I had one more, he's a pretty smart player. So now that he's gone, and I know that's not him, I go for another item. Now I have my force field. The force field that I wanted to use against him earlier, but Andrew caught me by surprise. Yeah, around the 3:30 mark of the match. Then, okay, now I can be on the offensive because Hiromi stopped chasing, and I have a force field, so if Hiromi wants to shoot at me, right, he's wasting his time. So right here, this is what I want to talk about. So right at the pillars, I finally get Hiromi into my sights. I have a force field, so his fire is completely useless, and he doesn't have an EMP to disable my force field. So right now, I have the upper hand no matter what. Even if he tries to get me in his line of sight, right, he can't do nothing to me. Around the 256 mark, when I start shooting at him, look at the radar. He starts trying to stick to my right side. He goes for a U-turn here, and still he just stays with that right. He just sticks to the right. So what I call that is circling. I think this is a really interesting strategy. I respect the circling strat. It's a very powerful strategy in one-on-ones, but it's not perfect, because if you're the one getting chased, you have to watch where you're flying. And I think the best way to do that is to fly upwards. Keep flying up while holding whichever direction you're going to circle your opponent to stay out of their fire. Now, the way your opponent can counteract the circling strat is by hitting the brakes. When you hit the brakes and are tilting towards whichever direction they're chasing, they can cut the corner faster, and they're able to get a few shots in that way. I wasn't doing that because I wanted to see what Hiromi was going to do out of this circling strat, right? I wanted to see for myself, like, what is he going to do? Is he going to stick with this strategy until time runs out? Which that doesn't make sense because I'm in the lead, right? As you saw also earlier, I shot him down once. He hasn't shot me down yet. I should have grabbed that. Even if I have full shields or even just a little bit of shields, you should still grab that to keep your opponent from picking it up. That's just a tip, some advice for anyone else that wants to do some 1v1s. You gotta steal. All right, so this is what Hiromi did. So Hiromi goes for a full turnaround, full 360 turnaround. Stupidly didn't pick this up when I should have. But now that Hiromi was directly behind me and he had missiles, I wasn't gonna mess around with it. Once I got locked on by the missiles, I go for an immediate somersault. Hiromi goes for some somersault as well. And now I'm still in front of him. He did hit me with a charge shot, but that didn't really do much. Don't know why. So I'm sticking low. I fly under the street, and Hiromi's still on the chase. I'm able to buy some time with this shield as he's chasing me. I barrel rolled one of their shots, which wasn't even my intention. I just didn't want to get shot by Hiromi. So I go for another somersault. Once I went under the second street and already used a barrel roll. Hiromi goes for a U-turn. He loves to U-turn. U-turns are pretty good unless your opponent doesn't U-turn. Because see, here, if I was aiming better and knew where he was, which I can't really say my aim was bad because I was also trying to avoid crashing into the satellite, right? Because look, we're both on opposite sides. Look at the radar. We're both on opposite sides of the radar or the satellite. So then we go back to another circling. Yeah, I missed him. I missed him and he locked onto me, but he didn't shoot it in time. So now, yep, I'm keeping my eyes on the radar. Pay attention. Look how I'm flying low. So if he tries to shoot any missiles, it could hit one of the pillars. But I saw that on the radar, he did get really close behind me, and I don't want to get hit by any missiles. Missiles are a very powerful tool in 1v1s. It supports aggro approaches. So, as long as I'm not right in front of his line of sight, his line of fire, then I'm fine, I'm comfortable, and I'm taking my time. It's right here. Hiromi just, yeah, he stopped chasing. Or maybe he was just trying to get a better position. That's probably what it was. But no, Hiromi flew right by me. I'm not sure if he saw me or he missed me. But yep, this is where Hiromi screwed up. This is where Hiromi screwed up right here. Hold on, where is it? I just saw it. Right here, right here. When I turn around again, at the 2-minute and 5-second mark, this is Hiromi. All he had to do was turn left, and I was right in front of him, and he could have blasted me. But instead, he flies past the pillars. And when I saw that, I tilted right to him, and I'm like, what's he doing? I was like, if he's open, he's open. I'm gonna start shooting him. I'm thinking he wanted this item here, because there was no items on this pillar. There was another item over here, but maybe he thought I would get a better shot of him if I turn and I saw him above the street. Plus there's turrets over here, which is dangerous for him. I don't know why, but Hiromi flies past the rock pillars, grabs this item, and I'm in the perfect spot right now. Oh, all right, Hiromi, all right, I see you. I thought somebody shot a bomb. Damn, he almost got my ass. Holy frick, those are strong. Look how low my sistemas went. Damn, Hiromi, that's crazy, bro. Look at that. That was really, really clever. So he grabbed the mines, went for a U-turn, and when he saw that I was in position, I went exactly where he wanted me to go, and he saw that, he almost killed me. That's crazy. But see, look, this is where he screwed up. You see what he's doing? He flew away. He wasn't looking at the kill. He wasn't looking at who was killed and who wasn't. I don't know what that's called. But after he used the mines, he flew away. And he didn't need to fly away because I have less shields than he does. So our next scuffle, he would have won that. It wouldn't matter how strong my lasers were and how weak his were. He only needs to shoot me like with 2 lasers, probably even 1 laser. So that's where he screwed up. He could have killed me. He could have taken me down this round, but he used the mines and I don't know. I guess he just assumed I died. So he just flew off. Yeah, he screwed up. He screwed up there. He should have been looking up here to see if he confirmed that kill, or at least turn around to see if I died. So my move was, after getting blasted in the face with mines, was to go straight down to under the street because I know there's always something good down here. So I grab a little bit of shields. I thought this was him, but even if it wasn't, I was ready to defend myself with a barrel roll. There was no item there, so I turned left. Yep. So there's always a super shields or regular shields under this street too. So I went straight to that one. Right. So now I'm a little bit more comfortable and confident in fighting him. Oh, and he did come back. Who knows, maybe he realized that the kill, he didn't kill me. You almost killed me. Damn bots. All right, well, perfect. He's coming, yep, he's on his way right there. So if you ever see this is just what I think. If you're trying to kill your opponent and you see that they have a replenish orb, just forget about it. Just forget about it. If you don't have like level 3 lasers, like don't even bother wasting your time. Don't bother wasting your abilities on it because every time your lasers miss, your opponent's shields are going to be rising. So I would say say just have them in your sights, follow where they're going, and wait for the replenish orb to go away to then start shooting. If you want to shoot, that's fine, but definitely do not waste any weapons on somebody with an orb, because you're really just wasting it. I know why I didn't go down there. I wasn't confident that I was in the right position to turn right in there, make a crazy tight turn into this little tunnel. But also I didn't have my brakes. I didn't get my brakes in time. I felt like in this situation, the brakes, my G diffuser didn't replenish in time for me to brake and turn. That's why I just decided to just go up. So now he's behind me. Yep, I was gonna play defense, which I did. Did a U-turn, avoided more missiles. Now I have, I think, level 2 laser. He left. Very interesting option. Okay, and before I analyze for you guys the final minutes of the match between me versus Hiromi, or also known as Segun2, I just want to look at real quick, a quick recap before I analyzed our third fight and the last minute of the battle. So in the first fight, he approached with missiles, and I had a lucky but clutch EMP ready, as you guys remember, which resulted in me eventually shooting him down for a 1 point for me. Second fight, he approached with turbo boost, right? Remember that gate that I flew down? I went below after I flew over it after grabbing mines. He approached with turbo boost, and I countered with teleport, and our scuffle almost ended with me blowing up from a bait and switch with his mines. If you guys remember, I made 2 circles around the pillars, and then when I went straight for Hiromi, I thought I was in the perfect position, and then pow, he goes for a U-turn and blasts me in the face, resulting me in my shield going this low, that freaking low, from his bait and switch, which was very, very smart by Hiromi. He almost got me with that. He almost took me down. He would have been the first person in my entire 1v1 history to actually take me down once. And now for the third fight. So this was right after he just blasted me with the mines and almost killed me. So he flew away, which was his mistake, because he really could have just cleaned me up very easily, right? All he had to do was, after bombing me in the face, look for me and then finish me up. So right after he blasted me, he flew away. I turned around, headed down towards the street, grabbed some shields, deflected one of the little Venomians. I didn't see an item here, so I turned around because I was hoping maybe it was an orb or something, or a force field, something to help me, right, defend myself before Hiromi comes back, perchance. So then I head onto the other street. The roads, I call this location roads. The roads are very clutch because there's a lot of shields. There's a lot of shields and a lot of items right in the open. So if you ever want to play defense, the roads are your best chance. If there's no items available, I recommend going to the docks, but only if you're a good flyer, because the tunnels, they're very good for, right, avoiding multiple enemies. All right, I guess not really in a 1v1 because they'll just, follow you in there. So I guess, it's up to you to time your barrel rolls and all that. But after I grabbed my second shields, now I'm a little past half shields, and now Hiromi actually comes back. This is him. He actually came back. So I wrote that in my notes here. I'm guessing Hiromi wanted to shield up and weapon up before coming back to confirm the kill. So I'm thinking Hiromi knew it didn't kill me, but maybe Hiromi wanted to, go for an overkill. Maybe grab some shield up a bit, because I was shooting him before he mined me, and then grab a weapon, so, right, he could just finish me, 1, 2, 3. And this is why I think he was coming back to finish me off, because look at where we're at. Look at where everyone else is. Neither of us are focusing on the little enemies. No bots are around us. And when he came back, it looked like he came straight towards me. I think he was looking at his radar, and he knew that was me, because I was still, in this area after he used his mines. So he hits me with missiles. I didn't time it, but it doesn't even matter because missiles go through that. He goes for a U-turn. He turns around. I grab a shield. Thankfully, a shield was here on top of the pillar, so I grabbed that. I used my boosts to try to get far from him. Freaking Leon, bro. Freaking Leon. So Leon, one of Hiromi's bots, shoot missiles at me, jerk off, bringing me back down to low shields. And Hiromi's not even here yet. Thank God I grabbed this orb before Andrew did. That would have been a double bot assist for Hiromi. But right now, I don't really see him. Oh, but that's probably him now. So, right, as soon as I grab that orb, I turn it on. I'm like, shield me up, because this is probably him. So I turn around, I try to get some shots in, because, right, he came in. We both trade some shots. I'm going to win that trade no matter what, because I have the orb. So whatever damage he did, I'm going to shield it up by the time we turn around and shoot each other again. We both miss after turning around. around. Oh, so he had high altitude and I was flying low. So we just missed each other. I tried to barrel roll, do like a, you know, a quick barrel roll turn to see if I could try to get him in my line of sight, but he actually manages to. So yeah, he actually circled twice. He circled twice. We both failed the circle, but he circled again and he had missiles. So, oh no, that looks like, yeah, that looked like a charge shot. Very clean by Hiromi. Yeah, I was right in front of him. Look at that. He got me with the charge shot, but it didn't do much, and I have orb. So really what he should have done here was just fly away in a direction where I'm not looking to grab a weapon, right, or shield up again. So I go in this tunnel to kill some time. As you can see, right, you can see clearly right here. I head into this little tunnel and I hit the brakes so I can, you know, I can wait for my shields to come up. I didn't really need that, but I kept him from getting it, so it was worth it. So after I head out of the tunnel, I have no choice. I'm flying. He's right behind me. This isn't so scary because I have the orb, so I'm not too worried about it, right? But I was like, I definitely got to get out of his view. So right, I flew, grabbed the super shields, because why not, to my where I was flying, laser. I think he was gonna try to just hit me with it without aiming, because maybe he wouldn't have had enough time or targeted me that well, because I was in the middle of doing a U-turn. So then, right, my shields, or my G diffuser wasn't replenished all the way. I wanted to head this way, because I think my original plan was, look at that, look what's over here, look at that. Oh, I actually have the strongest laser, so I didn't even need that, but I could have grabbed this, and sometimes there's something in here, I think, but my G diffuser didn't replenish in time, so I said forget that, so I had to go high. Unfortunately, I had to go high. He hit me with a charge shot, or a charge laser, tried to shoot me a bit. I went real high up, went for a somersault. Now I'm heading towards the pillars. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the pillars because he was still really close to me, so his lasers would have reached. If he had missiles, it would have reached. If he had a charge shot, it would have reached. Right, he's in a really great position, so I get out of there. I'm like, nope, I do not want to be there. So I go for a U-turn and get out of his sights again. He just leaves me alone, and in this time I grabbed the laser. I don't know why. I wasn't paying attention, I guess. I thought I had the strongest lasers, but I leave from the docks and I look around for an item, I guess. I already grabbed the strongest laser, so I didn't bother with this one. There was a super shields over here, but I wanted to just finish him as fast as I can. I only got 40 seconds, and he's pretty crazy with it. So when he left, he grabbed the, I'm gonna call him the quadruple laser. Damn, I didn't even see him. What the frick? So this must have been him here. Yep. Damn, he came in from low. That was really smart. I didn't know which one was him. I thought this was him, but this was him. I have the strongest upgraded laser, but his aim wasn't that great because a lot of my shield was still left over. But I boost. Unfortunately, I boosted as fast as I could under the street to grab a shield, but there wasn't one under there. So I'm like, uh-oh. But I'm far from him. I boost again, and I grab the super shields, and I U-turn, and I'm like, all right, well, I have pretty strong lasers, so I'm not afraid of them. So I start looking for them. I don't know which one's which. Right now, I'm just, oh, here we go. Very interesting option. As I'm behind him. I don't know why he did that, right? Like right here. So take a look at that. He shoots from below, from the rocks. He goes for a U-turn, and then he just says, forget it. I don't understand. He just turned around, right? Letting me replenish my shields back to the max. And then he starts flying towards the docks. I thought one of these were him. That's why I started trying to shoot. And then when I saw that was him, I'm like, oh, he's right in front of me. He's flying past me. So then I start spamming my laser. I start getting a whole bunch of damage. Again, very clutch timing by me, but I grabbed the item before one of Hiromi's bots do, and I grab a teleporter. Not really what I want, but it could be useful. So after Hiromi goes for a U-turn, I grab teleporter, turn around. I wanted to get out of the circle. I wanted to get out of the 1v1 circle because I don't have enough time for that. You know what I mean? The circling strat is a very slow strategy for the person getting chased. It's a great strategy, but it's very slow, and you're not making any progress. You're just delaying the inevitable, right? Like eventually you have to get out of this. You have to get out of that 1v1 circle and do something about it, right? Attack or find another way to defend yourself. So when I saw that he went for a full turn, was going for another circle, I just teleported out of there. Like, no, I want to get a better shot. And I don't know if this was him. Yep. Oh, no, it wasn't him. God damn it, Andrew. Andrew's a pain in the ass, but he missiles me. Doesn't do too much, but I'd rather have full shields. Pigma was there, but I dodged him. I just got out of the way of Pigma's lasers. Let me see. Okay, so when I turned, Andrew was the only one that I was able to see, because that one is Hiromi right there. So Hiromi turns. He probably started shooting me until he teleported. So far, I am in a safe zone because I am super far from him. I just teleported twice. Unfortunately, bad RNG. There's another item that I couldn't get. So I just decided, well, there's only 10 seconds left, right? I'm already winning. So let me just grab his shields in case he tries to rush me down. So I grab another super shields from under that same street, and I start looking for him. I see Hiromi. He hits me in the face with a charge laser. He's really low, but before I could retaliate, the game ended. Yeah, the game ended. So that was me versus Segun2. It should be a 2-0. I think I shot him down twice. Or maybe I just shot him down once. Let me look back, actually. That's one. Yeah, that was the one. That was the first kill. Yeah, because it was a very... I mean, that's the thing. Like, a lot of my 1v1s are close. So, yeah, I think I won 1-0. I shot him down once, and he didn't shoot me down at all. Yeah, that should be the 1-0. The 1-0 for me. GG's to Segun2. And, yeah, I'm going to have many more 1v1s for you guys. It's one of my favorite things to do in the new Star Fox. Hope you guys are enjoying it. And, thanks for watching.